Good evening, people out there. Mainly, yeah, you. Yes, you. You, the one who's watching this or listening to this right this precise second, whether it is live or later on when it's pre-recorded. Yes, you. How are you doing today? Is it going well? How was your breakfast? Mine was good. Mine was basically coffee, but it was good coffee. It was great coffee. I think it was like some kind of Colombian blend. But hi, hello there. I am Flintworth, and welcome to Creature Workshop, the show where I work with you, whether it's now or later on in the comments below, to brainstorm and workshop all kinds of unnatural, bizarre-esque player builds for the wonderful and popular tabletop RPG game phenomenon, Dungeons and Dragons. And today on this stream, in honor of my channel's Foodie Month, we're going to be looking at the one, the only, the pink puffball slash black hole slash foodie like no other, Nintendo's one and only Kirby, who, yeah, has, God, been a beloved character of mine for the longest time. Actually, quick story. Growing up, one of the first games I ever got as a kid for my birthday happened to be Kirby's Dream Land for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Gosh, back when, I would say maybe when I was 5 or 6. And I'll never forget when I got it. I basically ran downstairs, ignored all of my guests and friends, family, even my dear darling grandmother who got me the game, went downstairs, opened up the console, threw in the cartridge, and played that sucker from beginning to end in one just straight through shot. And at the time I remember, just being like, wow, this game is maybe short or maybe I'm not sure what, but I guess now in hindsight, no, little me, the reason why you did it all in one shot is because Kirby and his games are just that good. The story is simplistic enough. You are a little dream warrior out to save Dreamland from a number of like nightmarish baddies. Along the way, your powers come from whatever you eat. Gosh, whoever thought that up really took the whole idea you are what you eat to a whole nother level. But yeah, the gameplay's engaging, the character is adorable and precious as all hell, and the music's always so bright and lively that, yeah, how could you not want to go and try to recreate that in a D&D setting? Granted, there are some limitations on bringing Kirby into the D&D world or campaign, though the big one is, of course, Kirby, the least original character, can't, talk. And D&D, by nature, is a very social interaction, cooperative teamwork game that, yeah, might put a damper on doing a perfect one-to-one recreation of the old Kirbster. Well, there's a few ways to get around that, in my opinion. The first and foremost is you just acknowledge that, okay, yeah, you can't exactly do that. You might have to talk and just go with common and try to picture in your head, or your imagination, how exactly Kirby would talk normally. I mean, in Super Smash Bros. And a few games, he does say, hi. Of course, can't go that low. But my point is, he can talk. Although it may take some time for the poor Kirbster to actually get to the point where he can verbally express what he's trying to say. Secondly, you can always go the route that, well, and this would come down to what your DM and your fellow players are comfortable with. But there's always the option that maybe your Kirby knows, well, ASL, American Sign Language, and that you just kind of, even if you know it or not, you can then acknowledge the fact that your Kirby is still mute, but maybe he's making signs to get his whole voice across, that sort of thing. I mean, there's a ways to be creative to keep that innocent yet quiet demeanor of the old pink ball of doom, and still communicate with the others. Or you can just do charades the entire time, which could be kind of fun for a one shot. Just a one shot. I can't see you doing that the entire campaign. That is true. That is true. Oh, hey, look at that. We got a few new peeps here. Hello, Poyo. And what's with what hands? That is a good point. I mean, I forgot the Kirby's kind of nubs, but yeah, that's gonna come later, and actually choosing the proper race to be Kirby. I mean, that's one thing you're gonna have to relent on. That you will need fingies. But let's see here. Make sure say hello to a few people. Okay, got wacky PBS. Small world. How you doing? Rag. I wish I knew what that stood for, but that's fun. Ooh, the clouds. I suppose it's saying like maybe he summons like dream clouds to use his hands, or to give like pantomime images, because that would kind of work too. That'd be kind of fun. Oh, buddy, and I'm so sorry. Yes, I've been here, but it's okay. Gotta love technical difficulties. All right, I'm gonna let the clouds. What's up, people? I'm curious. Oh, I get it. I'm so slow. What's up, people? The clouds. Very punny. Very punny. Oh, boy. Where was I? Gosh. Yes. Okay. But yeah, the race thing was something that I was kind of struggling with throughout most of the week, because frankly, I can't imagine a party would strictly allow you to kind of walk around just a little pink Kirby ball the entire time. However, I have had players before in my games, and perhaps you could do the same with talking to your own game masters, dungeon masters, or whatever. But there are homebrews out there that allow you to play as changelings. And I figure, that'd be kind of a very interesting way to play at the fact that Kirby is able to transform into a variety of different things. Whether that actually provides you with the strength, fortitude, or whatever abilities of the appearance thereof that you take, I guess up to the DM. But I think we can get to a nice, happy medium with, well, the Druid class. That's at least what my suggestion is going to be with today's little character build, which let's go and get to that. I don't want to talk too much before we get to the meat and potatoes. So, I'm going to go and bring up my favorite little playground. That's, of course, Roll20, who hopefully one of these days they see how much I use them on my streams, and they'll be like, hey, you're a cool dude. What if we, do something? Because that'd be nice, because some of this stuff doesn't come cheap. Pardon me. I just always feel silly that I play so much with them and on my stream, what have you. Bottom line, you can do this with any of your favorite online mediums of choice. You can use, classic pencil and paper, what have you. But I use Roll20 for one big reason, and if you've seen this show before, whether live or pre-recorded later on, it is for this site's very handy-dandy little character creator system. But first, I need to pick a name. I want to go with Kirby, but it's already taken by the ball. So instead, I'm going to go with the next thing below Kirby in my mind's eye, that likes to eat a lot. And that's going to be my dog Tifa, who I swear would eat my left leg if she got the chance. Especially if it was made of cheese. So, but then again, Tifa's from Final Fantasy. This is always hard. I'm going to go with the first thing I see here, and I'm just going to call it... Yes, perfect. We'll go with that, Rag. Love it. We're gonna be building the character Yebrick. Yebrick. It's our new custom character. Do not steal. Okay, to the character sheet. Whee! Kifa, Kirby. All right. So, race time. All right, I'm gonna make sure you can see this. I swear, folks, one of these days I will have the power of having a dual screen setup. I usually do this on my laptop, hence why everything's usually so squished when I go on the air. But one of these days I will have the power to allow you to see the full screen without any hindrance. So until then, thank you for bearing with me as I make sure it fits. There we go. All right, let's pop this out, actually. Yeah, I might go with, I agree, Ray. I'll probably go with, like, maybe Kirby later, because that just sounds amazing. Isn't that right, Kirby? No, she can't hear me. Poor dog's been passed out most of the day. Anyway, let's see here. Okay. Well, for argument's sake, let's say you can't go and convince your DM to allow you to do a homebrew race. I get it. That is kind of hit or miss with some DMs, and you know it's their right to tell you no. So, for argument's sake, what would you go instead? There's, well, a lot of options. As always, I should point out that I'm pulling from a variety of different resources, not just the player's handbook. I also got Bolo's Guide to Monsters, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. A lot of everything's here. And honestly, I feel bad just going to default to this right away, but I'm kind of inclined to go with Halfling. If you can't go with anything else, but hear me out. I know because we just made a Halfling character last week, but I'm saying Halfling this week. True, a dwarf and a ball. I could see that too. But I guess pick a class you feel like they could best emulate both Kirby's hardiness, because the dude's almost basically made of rubber. But I was also thinking of like how I guess dwarves work too. Be they dwarves or halflings, who are both short, are also big eaters depending on your world lore. I was gonna go with halfling for the bonus in poison with one of the sub races. Dwarf, let's go with dwarfs. I mean, I haven't made a dwarf yet on the show, so that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, and a medium-sized human-shaped Kirby sounds like a nightmare. Exactly, that's my worry. And true. Oh god, Andy, you're making me question my own judgment now. And now I want to do Wario. Maybe next week. You know what? Yeah. Maybe we're planning Wario next week. He's also a big eater. Yeah, for the sake of time, I want to get more to the actual class stuff more, and not worry about too much about race. So we go with Halfling for now. It's about Kirby's height anyway, being a little small humanoid. And with dexterity being the +2 would be handy with Kirby, because that little tiny little thing is pretty darn fast. He of course is, I would say, probably more neutral good. He's too naive, I would say, to be entirely following the law. He just is good. Kirby is just good. That's what he is. Yep, then he also got the Brave, which would be handy, Halfling Nimbleness. But here is the big thing. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me make sure you can have some room. Chaotic good? I suppose. It's more like he is good on his own whim. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chaotic good. Do that. Boop. Oh, that's a good point. I totally forgot. You're right. His bout with King DDD. He's... Who am I kidding? Yeah, he fights the law more often than not. Yeah, no, you are... Got that nail on the head. So, perfect. So, okay. Why can't... Is it not low enough yet? There we go. Can you see it now? Sort of. All right. I'm not sure if I see it on my monitor here. You're not really seeing it too well, but I'm gonna go with stout halfling this time around. Mainly because they got the Constitution, which would be nice, and the stout resilience, which gives them saving throws against being poisoned. And if you play this character like Kirby, they're gonna be eating a lot, and you don't want them to worry about food poisoning, if you know what I mean. Okay, class. Now, honestly, for this, I thought long and hard about this. Out of all the options you can go with, I was going to recommend Druid. And for a very important reason later on, when we get to the subclasses. Because, while reading up and researching for today's show, yes, I did a little bit of prep, which I don't try to do because I like kind of like the whole brainstorming element of the workshop. But I had to double check because in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Here, let me get you a bit closer. There are 3 particular druid circles that I was curious to try out. And the big one is Circle of Stars. Oop, there's my bookmark. But let's check this out. Let me read this to you here. I'm trying to get on screen. But it says, Circle of Stars allows druids. I'm just gonna do this so you can hear me more clearly. The Circle of Stars allows druids to draw on the power of starlight. These druids have tracked heavenly patterns since time immemorial, discovering secrets hidden amid the constellations. By revealing and understanding these secrets, the Circle of the Stars seeks to harness the powers of the cosmos. If you ever played any number of Kirby games, or even watched the anime back when it was on the Fox Box back in the early 2000s. Yes, I watched that along such shows as Sonic X, Ultimate Muscle, and gosh, what else out of the time? Fighting Foodies and Shaman King, which here actually has a remake now, which I want to check out. But during that time, Kirby was known as a Star Warrior, or at least a descendant of one. And when I was looking into that and all the various star motifs in his various games, that's what I wanted to figure to be a good, way to emulate some of that Kirby lore, which I know there's not a lot, but I think it'd be fun, and we'll get more into that later. Exactly, Greg, exactly. He goes to space in every game, too. And I just love the idea with as a druid, because he still gets the ability to wild shape, but like Kirby, you can then use the transformation of the wild shapes to play up a little bit of like, oh, your halfling today's wild shapes are based on whatever he eats. You can really always, maybe your component count. Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting excited. This is gonna work and it's gonna be fun. But first, skill proficiencies. Now, Kirby here. We'll have proficiencies in clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, and spears, which are very similar to a lot of the abilities Kirby gets when he, swallows enemies with weapons. Especially, he uses a baseball bat for a few of this stuff. He uses the club. The only thing missing, I guess, would be, like, swords, but I guess dagger would be his size anyway. If he's a small little bugger. But let's see, proficiencies. Honestly, I'll probably go with survival because Kirby takes a huge beating in his games. So, he falls on spikes, gets burnt, he gets set afire, frozen solid, all kinds of stuff, and yet he shrugs it off every step of the way. Granted, it's because, how his health meter works and all that, but I'm still taking that as him just having a high constitution. Religion. I guess religion might work. Exactly, and I can see that too. I suppose. Yeah, why not religion? Because I guess if in the right world lore and the right kind of campaign setting, especially if, let's say, it does take place in Dreamland, your DM allows you to go run something like that, the religion would be kind of like that magical nature about the world. Your god could be, Morpheus. You want to bring in Sandman. Have you seen Terminal Montage? I have not. I have not. I can also see animal handling. And in a variety of the games, he does get animal companions. Arcana would probably be good too, with just the future reading of the stars. I've been feeling we get the opportunities to add more of these proficiencies later on. So for now, I'm going to say just animal handling and probably pick up a few of the others as we go along. Language proficiencies, Druidic, herbalism kit, which you can use for cooking, and yeah, that should work for now. Actually, right? I would love to see Dream and Kirby just team up for once. Oh my gosh! Now I want to see a little one shot of just all the various like Dream-related characters trying to save. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Imagine it: Kirby with Dream of the Endless, with Little Nemo of the old school anime. I think it was a movie. Can't remember. I'm not sure. Maybe you actually get this. Maybe a few others I can get the top of my head. Just trying to stop Freddy Krueger from taking over Dreams. Would it be a stretch? Yeah, but I would pay to see Kirby and Dream fight Freddy Krueger. That just sounds fun. Okay. All right. Ability score method. I'm a fan of roll for stats because I usually typically my spreads have at least one high 18 and a bunch of low numbers. So it's cool if we get 118 in there. Doop a doop a doop doop doop. Come on, come on. Come on. Oh, I had it there for a second. I saw a debate earlier this week on, going between rolling for stats and the standard array. And I thought it was interesting how some people pointed out that the standard array, could be more fair compared to rolling. I'm kind of torn, honestly. I've never done it just with the array before. And maybe I'm going to try it out. Maybe I might try that out in future workshops just to get a feel for it. It definitely saved me time to... Okay, actually, yeah. Here. I know this is one of the things they would not be happy about. Look at that. 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 18. That is so broken. No. Let's get at least... let's try it now. Let's try out standard array. I'll try out a new thing today. 8, 10, 12, 13, 15, 14, 15. Why not? Okay. Suggested abilities. Wisdom and Constitution. Well... Kirby may not have a lot of, book smarts, but the little guy does seem at least somewhat wise. At least wise enough to use weapons on the fly. Yeah, that's my kind of, toss-up, yeah. Okay, yeah, Little Nemo was a newspaper comic. Okay, I've only played the Nintendo game growing up, and for a brief moment, I watched the movie ages ago, although I don't remember it. But yeah, Little Nemo was a little kind of staff in his flying bed. Yeah, exactly. And I guess I just like randomness in my games. Random in the dice. You can't get more fair than just the luck of the draw or the luck of the roll, so to speak. Anyway, for intelligence, I'm actually going to work with that right away and see that's 8, because Kirby in any medium seems very innocent and, I want to say naive, but almost very childlike, which I think you can emulate with that intelligence being so low. Constitution, I'll probably put that at 14. Charisma, Kirby seems, for the most part, very likable, and if he gets a musical power up that's needed to really kind of go and rock out with the microphone. Exactly, Reg, exactly. He does not... Oh. I suppose he has been tricked by various people. Hell, that's a good point. in the original Nintendo Entertainment System game I played, he basically released the big bad at the end. Something that King DDD was trying to keep sealed. Okay. But he needs wisdom for a spellcasting ability. Okay. You know what? I guess as long as you don't give him like, yeah, we can go back and forth on wisdom. Yeah, that's some kind of feeling there too, and I mean, as long as you don't really give him any like a good boost to his perception, insight, you're kind of like off to a good start there. I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on this, so but that does leave us with working out strength and dexterity. I mean, Kirby seems to me, at least me, more dexterous than strength. Than strong, that's the word. He seems more dexterous than a strong little bugger. This really depends on the forms he takes. I suppose if you're going for like the true roleplay nature for Kirby here, I guess you can always go and make wisdom like one of your medium stats. Like there's no saying you have to put your best efforts into you know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've always tried to play characters that are the best, but there's no reason you can't just like slowly build it up as you go along. Yeah, exactly. And I suppose 15 is not that high to still get a little bit fooled. Hell, I've fooled high wisdom characters too. All right, I'm at least gonna do this. I'm gonna switch around 15 and 14. That seems like a good compromise with this array. Moving on. All right, background. This is really all for flavor. I'm going to say, well, if we're going to go with me taking inspiration from the anime, Kirby Right Back at Ya, he's supposed to be, you know, a future star warrior. So, well, why not soldier? You know, he might get a little boost there that might be innate. Actually, it kind of works out. Land vehicles. So, if you ever get a warp star, like it. Proficiencies, athletics, intimidation, though. I suppose Kirby can be kind of intimidating with how he just eats everything. I'm not sure what DDD's minions make of that. It does get a little toy thing. I can see him having like playing cards. That's kind of cute. Military rank. Infantry. You know, he's starting out. He's a little good boy. He's gonna get to be a good big warrior one day. Personality traits. Let's here give you a closer look. Okay. Personality traits. Gonna stare down hell without flinching and being strong. I like things. Yep. I face problems head on. It works. And I also see him. He's able to stare down a hellhound without flinching. Like I don't recall Kirby ever really getting scared. He just kind of walks up head empty. Let's see. Yeah, I can see him more so just being always laying down his life for the greater good. Yeah. Bond. Not exactly. I mean, it really depends from my knowledge on the game you play. Like I was reading up earlier that in some cases he just, you know, exists. Like in the anime, he descended from It's part of like this old ancient race that fought monsters or nightmares. I know there was a recent title, the name escapes me, where he was like the offshoot or like the polar opposite to like this essentially eldritch god nightmare thing. Yeah, it changes a lot. Go figure, with Nintendo not really trying to give too much of a strong origin for a lot of their creations. That, yeah, it is kind of up to you in imagination, which is why it gives us a little bit of leeway here with making this. Yeah. Bond. Let's see. Let's get you back here so you can see this. Bond. Yeah, fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. Kirby's a hero, just a natural hero. Yep. His flaw. I'd rather eat my armor than admit I was wrong. Nah. Honestly, yeah. I could see Kirby being kind of stubborn about being wrong about anything. So I'll go with that for now. This also gives you equipment of Insomnia of rank, trophy taken from fallen enemy, common clothes, bad pouch. What's that? A belt pouch. And you know, the cool thing about this is if you play through this and go level up, it does give you the opportunity, if you want, now that I think about it, if you want to kind of shift your Kirby build a little bit into being a Meta Knight build. Like you could cross class into a fighter or paladin, and maybe you find a mask that kind of covers your face, much like Meta Knight, and maybe like the anime, you suddenly go from speaking without an accent to having a very heavy Hispanic one if you want, which apparently was a thing. I wonder who made that choice with the American dub. But no, I still like the idea of like the whole Star Warrior kind of thing. There's a lot of potential to it, yeah. Glad you like it so far. Anyway, how would you like to choose your equipment? Yeah. Like maybe my memory is just wrong, but in the Kirby Right Back At Ya, they made Meta Knight have a very Hispanic accent, like he was from Spain. Yeah, go look it up, clips. Then you can go and meet Southern King Dedede. Well, it was a trip in hindsight, man. Let's see, because a wooden shield and a simple weapon. I honestly would probably give them a dagger, because to me, like the quintessential Kirby weapon, and it's mainly because my fiance has the Nendoroid, which I'm staring at right now, is like, well, sword Kirby, or in this case, dagger Kirby. Let's see, another simple weapon. I often see Kirby occasionally use big old hammer, which can also be flavored into the Great Club. You know, that's a good point. Maybe it was Zero was the inspiration, and I can see that. Okay, gets more things to play with, which is great, because with whole Kirby's innocent, childlike nature, gets bone dice. I'm not sure if you can see that on screen. Gosh, I wish this give me more room. Oh, hey, all right. Go back to main to get a better view there. Anyway, there we go. But yeah, get a little bone dice. All right, spell time. Okay. This is actually becoming a bit easier than I thought, because one of Kirby's like basic kind of like attacks is his kind of gust, where he takes a breath in and then spits it out to hurt some enemies. I'd also say water chalet. Thunderclap. I'm just go with that because it reminds you a lot of the. No, give me gust as well. There, folks. There we go. Thunderclap, and I'm basing it on the Kirby, one of his special abilities or attacks from Super Smash Brothers. If you ever played, the one, up B. You use that as like, hey, Thunderclap. All right. Let's see. Okay. Thunderwave would be kind of resemble a lot of Kirby's like different abilities in the games. And the cool thing is you could always like say that Kirby, does before he does any of these spells, like like I said last week with the whole argument between component pouches and arcane focuses. Well, you can say this, that yeah, your Kirby, your druid, walks around with a component pouch, which just happens to be their lunch. And whenever they cast a spell, they basically pop in a piece of a monster or some other character that reflects that. There's a lot of fun ways you could flavor this up. But for the sake of this, let's go with our Earth Tremor. He reminds me a lot of the whole like rock shake kind of thing, and a lot of his abilities do wreck up the whole entire screen. Screen being game screen. And that's a good point. That's a good point. Absorb elements. That actually would be perfect. Thank you for the suggestion there. Yeah. No, that'd be perfect for this. Okay. Cool. Let's fix that name. I mean, I'm gonna keep your brick because that's a fun idea. We're gonna call it his first name, Kirby. Kirby, your brick. Age, young. Height, small. Weight, marshmallow. I can't spell marshmallow. Eyes, innocent. There we go. Hair, no. Skin, pinkish. You can always have your halflings be pinkish if your DM allows it. There we go. Boop. Okay, here's our starting to look at. Oh, come on. Perfect. Okay. So, if you have ever really looked at a druid sheet before, oh gosh, -1 to intelligence. Oh, this poor kid. All right, let's see how this rolls. I'm curious. Can you get it over there? All right, let's see. Okay, Kirby, make a. Give me. Okay, actually, a saving throw in intelligence is actually not that bad. Oh, come on. A 20 in the first roll. Go figure. Here, you can't see it still. No, one moment, please. Shoot-a-doot. Shoot-a-doot. There you go. Make an insight check. Oh, come on. I didn't even go with the lucky trait. He's rolling this well. Kirby. Religion. Not bad either. Okay, you little bugger. But here's the thing I wanted to show off. He does have the lucky trade, which could be handy with, well, just with Kirby's knack of not ever getting blown away by his adversaries. I swear that guy has some kind of luck. It's also, you're trying to play kind of a kid and childlike character. You don't want to, have your players, your team members experience them going, because trust me, if it depresses everyone, including the DM. But yeah, let's go and get the next level in or two, because that's where we kind of really make this build come to life. Okay, get to the Charactermancer plus. Boop. Yep. And as always, we're going to level 5, because to me, a build doesn't really come to life until you get to level 5. And I think it's just a good practice to do here on the show. We're going to take the average health or each hit point roll, because that's really up to personal preference. Exactly, and exactly. I do not have the following 5. Here, where is Circle of the Stars, which was again you get from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Okay. Quick lowdown about these characters is that what I love is that on top of the usual wild shapes you get as a druid, they also get starry forms. So not only could Kirby here be transforming into a variety of different beasts to help save the day, much like Kirby would, but they get forms like, let's see here. I mean, this is just a jumble of text. Got the book. Much easier to read off than that. Okay. One moment. Flintworth is loading. Flint is loading. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to read off some of the forms to you here. So some of your options could be things like Archer. And all of these, by the way, have the appearance of you or your character looking like a constellation. So imagine that. So one of the first forms is an Archer. A constellation of Archer appears on you. When you activate this form, and as a bonus action on your subsequent turns, while it lasts, you can make a ranged spell attack, hurling a luminous arrow that targets one creature within 60 feet of you. On a hit, the attack deals radiant damage equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier. Chalice. A constellation of life-giving goblet appears on you. Whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature, you or another creature within 30 feet of you can regain hit points equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier. And lastly, Dragon. A constellation of a wise dragon appears on you. When you make an intelligence or wisdom check or a constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell, you can treat a roll of a 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10. Basically, allowing your druid to just kind of like, nope, don't worry about making those rolls anymore. Just, how wild is that? Yeah, I can never escape October's, I swear. It's like my channel's been mostly focused on monsters as of late, which I'm kind of cool with. I do love horror a lot. And Kirby is on right. Can be kind of scary. Let me bring this back up. But the other thing I kind of like, too, about this class that I wanted to bring up specifically in the designing process is that every one of a circle of stars get a star map. You created a star chart as part of your heavenly studies. It's a tiny object that can serve as a spellcasting focus for your druid spells. You determine it from its form by rolling on the star map table or by choosing one. You get several benefits, like you get the guidance cantrip, guiding bolt spells prepared account, as well as you can cast guiding bolt without expending a spell slot, and it gives you a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. So I know this, it just gives you options of like, actual maps, a scroll covered with depictions of constellations, a stone tablet, yada, yada, yada. But I was thinking, if you talk to the DM about this beforehand, what if your star map was Kirby's Star Rod? See? That's why I wanted to bring this up, because it sounds so cool. You just imagine that. It becomes your arcane focus, that Kirby walks up, actually gets to swing in-game a star rod that throws whatever spell. It's just, all the while, you look like this whole starry figure. And maybe you can even say that at that point, your young, innocent, naive Kirby is coming to their own, falling into the legacy of their whole culture, of their people. Just, the role-playing, nay, the storytelling beats are just good. They're delicious. So yeah, this is the one we're going to go with. And you also get wild shapes. You can turn into, animals and stuff. I think I mentioned that already. And additionally, you also get a little companion, which would be also much like Kirby's various games where he gets little buddies. Like, personally, I would go with the hamster. I always loved that. Big old hamster. That's a great idea, and it all fits. Maybe your star form is your Meta Knight armor. That is cool. That'd be so good. I mean, I honestly kind of wish I could play as this character, but I am currently in as a DM in 3 games, so... Yeah. I hear that. Well, we gotta balance it somehow, and... Okay. Increase 2 of your abilities by 1. I think this is where, if we're going to follow the storylines, that maybe early on in the campaign, maybe that's the adventure hook for your character to kind of play up what Rag brought up earlier. Maybe the big bad your party's going after happens to be the evil nightmare that your Kirby unwittingly released and now needs a party to help them go seal them back up. That's how you can key at the naivety and being fooled and still have a nice wisdom score. Also, I'm going to put that into wisdom because I want this character to have some oomph by level 5. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. I'm having fun. Okay. All right, now we get to one more cantrip. Honestly, I probably would go at this point with either some of my favorite cantrips, maybe Frostbite, control frames, molder. I mean, Shalaya could be fun. It actually would be very similar to his rock form, which is like basically impervious to everything. So let's go with that. Spells, special spells. Let's see. Did they get Featherfall? Who's the big bad evil guy? Cthulhu? Why? I mean, I guess someone happened to wake him from his sleep in the city of Rylea. Was it me? Nope, totally not me. I didn't, happen to get my star rod. Oh my god, yes, that's where we got the star rod. That's the key. You need to go and bonk him back into his city under the sea. Oh, this is good. I wish I could play this now. Oh, this is killing me. You're killing me, guys. You're killing me. But thank you, though. Thank you for watching. It means a lot that you keep coming back. This makes my Friday nights end on a high note. I'm kind of getting distracted here. Okay, so probably give them good berry. That goes kind of like the whole eating side of things. I like that. Let's see. I get overall how many spells? I get to choose. You get to add 8 new spells. All right. I don't want to put all of them into level 1, so let's kind of spread them out between level 2 and 3. Okay. It depends on the other players, but you can always probably go with Vivify. Erupting Earth would be very similar to some of the stuff I've seen Kirby get the power to do. Let's see. Moonbeam. That sounds kind of starry. What is that? For the first time, I turn there. Ooh, basically you have a giant death moonbeam. I like that. Yes. Ooh. Skull Island. Okay, we're calling me King Kong. Okay. Became Cthulhu's resting place when it broke out and sunk into the sea. I like that. Actually, in my my D&D worlds, I do basically have a monster island inspired by Godzilla, but I also kind of like crossed it over with Jurassic Park. So it's basically a hodgepodge of some of my favorite giant lizard movies in one place. Okay. Flaming Spear. Okay, I could kind of... That's what I think it is. That'd be kind of fun. It's another concentration spell. And what's kind of cool is if you take all these concentration spells, you can just go nuts with your dragon form and not have to worry about concentration rolls at all. You'd be so deadly on the field. Oh my god. Maybe you can do that with Moonbeam. Summon Beast. That'd be kind of fun. Dark vision. Flame Blade. Yeah. That kind of gets more of the sword Kirby back into the mix. Okay, let go of the blade. Oh yeah, yep. There we go. So we got Flame Blade. Let's see. I still got one more spell to choose from. So we got Erupting Earth, kind of like that. Tidal Wave. I do love the idea of like a little surf attack from your Kirby. Call Lightning. Let's see. Okay, so it's agreed for outside, and I've seen Kirby actually kind of like Call Lightning, because then you can bring out that boss, the Stormcloud Eyeball boss. You would know it if you see it. Let me go and see if we can find a picture of it. Because if I was going to do this character, I would probably summon, what's its name? Boss Kirby. Yeah, this guy. Kracko. That's right, Kracko. Yeah. Hello there. Hi. My name's Flintworth. I'm really bad with names. Got that from my mother. But yeah, this lovable guy. Can you imagine that? Oh yes, I call lightning, and you see this thing pop out. Yeah, we're going with this. Going with that. I like that. You can really have fun with that. Okay. All right, and let's create this and see what we get. Okay. Kirby, your brick has 30 hit points. That's nice. Intelligence is still -1. That's fine. Let's see. Okay, I mentioned before about the starry form, star map. Those are fun. You do get wild shape, so you get a few in there. I might have to put this up later. But that basically means you can turn into animals. You can do the cool constellation transformations, which is love it. Oops, sorry. And that will go up the more you pump into this. Cantrip versatility. That one, it's new to me. What's that say? Not sure if you can see that. That's kind of low down there. Okay, whenever you reach a level in this class that grants abilities for improvement in the future, you can replace one cantrip you learned from the class. Okay. Basically, swap spells around. That makes sense. But alright. Okay. Armor class is 13, but that's fine. That's where you kind of got the Shalaya to kind of beef that up. And with your forms, honestly, that will help balance out your lack in hit points. But I'm curious is how does it roll? We've gotten to that point. Let me get some room so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Let's see, let's try the basic dagger. I'm gonna go dagger and stab him in the leg. Okay, 10's not that bad with 5, alright. It's not a whole lot. Let's take a look at the spells. That's where a lot of this is going to be coming from. Like, I want to see Moonbeam in action. Yes, we do level 2. The Moonbeam. Cushion saves 3, it's fine. But what is that like? Let's see. Alright. Shooting to the spell area, all the most flames, it causes sheer pain. Yep, love that. Okay, so you still take, half damage. That's good. That's good. Because still, a continuous 2d10, that at the very least, if it's half, might be around, at most, 10 damage a turn, which, because I think you can move this, too. And also, that's right, I forgot Moonbeam also can, remove shape changers forms, which can be handy if Kirby or Turby goes up against someone similar to them. And you can move it around, which is great, especially if you're fighting a big boss and just moving the Moonbeam like a giant death laser. I love that. Yeah. Well, that's what kind of well-shaped kind of takes the need for that. And actually, can druids learn polymorph? I didn't see it. Otherwise, I'd be like, yes, that one. And truer polymorph, yeah. They just permanently become whatever beast they're transforming into. 4th level transformation. Okay, yeah. Druids get it. So yeah, I would probably go back and switch out one of the spells for polymorph. So pardon me for that. Maybe I probably would drop, what did I give it earlier? With like good berry, guide them all. Probably would maybe get rid of berry. Oh, it's level 4 spell. That's why I can see it right away. Probably have to wait to when do druids get a chance to do those higher spells? Let's double check. Druid. There we go. Where is it? Yes. Where's the spell chart? Enter. Was I just blind? There we go. Druid spell casting. Thank you. That's what I wanted. Factual polymorph. False polymorph. Some probably get to like, you know, theoretical polymorph. Okay. Spell slots. But yes, what is the spell slots? I just want to know. So at least want to tell people. When can a cast level 4 spells? Thank you. I know I should have grabbed the player's handbook, but it's in the other room and I want to leave you guys here. Okay, now you just guys are making around. What is that? Hypermelody. Oh, you spelled it backwards. Okay. Okay. Yes, give me the druid table. Want the druid table. There we go. That's what I've been looking for. Gosh, why did they bury so many things? Okay. So you can try to take, looks like you can take polymorph, be level 4, as earliest as level 7. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then in that case, yeah, that's probably when I would go and grab that for Kirby here. Went to level 5. Okay. I feel better now. I was going to be like, oh no, what am I doing? Choosing this little spell about food when I could be polymorph with a Kirby build. But yeah. I think that's probably a good stopping point for us here today. Wanted to really say, yeah, it's been fun. I don't really have any news to bring up other than I just got done recording all the stuff for the upcoming Critters video, which should be, if things go according to plan, knock on wood, that should be ready not this Monday, but next Monday. So that would be, you're looking at, I want to say the 14th. And I'll have another video already planned for the 28th, which I'm excited to, if you all find that out. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. It was fun to do Critters because I never saw Critters until this week. And I watched the first 2. I stopped at the others because I heard, you know, nightmarish stories about them. And it was a lot better than I expected. And I had a ball doing my tabletop B-roll. So I'm excited for you to see that. Other than that, though, go have a wonderful rest of your night. Have some ice cream, go binge watch some shows, or I don't know, play some games. Have fun tonight. Have a great weekend. We unfortunately are out of the spooky season, getting very close to Christmas. I'm not ready. I am not ready at all for that. Although I do have some fun creature critters in mind for that, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, if you haven't already, consider liking, subscribing, or even if you have the time, sharing some of my stuff around. All three would do me so much good to help not only myself grow, but this channel to grow, and to help me in the long run maybe improve all my shows and stuff I do for you along the way. And if you don't, that is completely okay. I love you all nonetheless. You're all still beautiful to me as well. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later. Take care. Oh, before I forget, if you have any questions, throw them down in the description below. I like to answer those throughout the week, and I'm always curious what you guys have to say, so please do that. All right, now I'm done. Take care. Thanks again, Reg and M King, for listening in, and PBS if you're still there. I'll see you next week. For what? I don't know. Maybe I'll do Wario, maybe not. I'll think about it over the weekend. Okay. Take care.